Hi everyone, I'm Christy Forsyth with Clarity by Christy. This is your weekly reading where we talk all about what is happening with the collective energy, the astrology that we're all feeling that's impacting each and every one of us. So I'm going to help you to understand the things that you're feeling, the things that are happening in your experience, and how you can make the most of this energy so that you can navigate this week in the best way possible. So make sure you stay tuned for all of the messages. We are going to be connecting with the messages that I connected with, the channeled messages. We're going to be talking a little bit about the astrology, and then we will finish out the reading with a tarot reading to build upon the messages that we connected with. So stay tuned. Stay here through the whole thing if you can. There's always a lot, especially with the tarot, that is important to hear. So let me know that you're here, that you're watching. Say hello. Hi, Meg. Nice to see you. Let me know that you're here. Let me know that you're watching. Let me know what you're feeling in this energy. How's everybody hanging in there? Because we are officially in Mercury retrograde. We talked a lot about that last week. So make sure you go back. I covered a lot about the astrology with that last week and what we might be feeling. And we'll touch on that today, but make sure you check that out because that was really meant to be a reading that covered the energy over the course of the 3-week period of time that we are in Mercury retrograde. So we are officially there, officially maybe feeling a little bit more slowed down. I'm definitely noticing there's a lot of looking back. There's a lot of processing things from the past for myself, for other people. Are you guys noticing that? Are you noticing that you're kind of going back into old situations that have happened and maybe you're looking at them and seeing them in a different way, or there's just like a need to go back and reflect or revisit something? I know for me, my son, some of you guys know, several years ago got very, very sick and was in the hospital for a long time. And very long story short, miraculously was essentially healed pretty much overnight. And that was the most challenging, the scariest thing I've ever experienced in my life. And so just yesterday, we had his follow-up appointment and the miracles continue. He is a perfectly healthy boy, and I was really happy to hear it. But my point is that we had to go back to the hospital that he was in. We had to drive out there yesterday and revisit that. And it was like going back, and there was a new level of healing that happened for me around that yesterday. I was really anxious, I'll be honest, to go back because there's still a lot of trauma in that for me. But to go back and to see him just this healthy boy and to see how much he's grown and to hear the doctor talk about all of his levels and how things look, it just like there was a level of healing and something about being there, being present, and being in that space of the hospital for me. So I share that because I think that there's a lot of examples like that that are happening for people. So you might find like you're being forced to be around people from the past, or people from the past are coming back up, or experiences from the past, or you're going back into spaces from the past. And we're being led, we're being supported on our journey to work through the things that we need to work through, to understand the things that we need to understand, to see things from new and different perspectives. So even if it's uncomfortable, like that wasn't a comfortable experience for me yesterday, but it certainly was really beautiful, especially the result of that. And I think that we're being brought into these scenarios in order to allow us to heal or to understand or to know what it is that we need to do, to know what actions that we need to be taking. So I want you to notice, are there actions that you're feeling called to take? Are you feeling like you need to make some changes, set some boundaries, communicate about some things? I think a lot is coming to a head right now. I call this video something like "You Are the Main Character" because I think that this energy is inviting us to take a look at how we can be the main character in our own lives. Because if we're not the main character, what are we even doing, right? Certainly we want to be doing that. So if we aren't making ourselves maybe not the always, a lot of you are helpers and healers and all of that, and I know that that's difficult, but so maybe not the primary focus of our lives, but a primary focus of our lives, making ourselves a priority. And that might mean we might have had a lot of things that have come up for us recently where it's like a lot of things tugging at our energy, a lot of people needing things from us, a lot of people wanting things from us. And I think a lot of the people who watch these videos are these helpers and these healers, and we feel bad and we feel like we need to do that. And I'm certainly not saying don't help people, because of course we want to be helping people. But what I am saying is, where are your limits with that? And I think this energy is showing us where our limits are with that, and where we sometimes do need to say no, or sometimes do need to make different choices in order to honor ourselves as the main character in our lives and to honor what it is that we are needing. Because if you are not paying attention to your self-care during Mercury retrograde, you are going to be losing your damn mind by the time that we get to the other side of this. Oh, hi, Hillary. Nice to see you here. It's been a little bit. It's nice to see you. So today also we have entered into Leo season. And if there is any energy that is main character energy, it's Leo energy. I love Leo season. I talk about this all the time, especially when we're transitioning out of this more emotional Cancer season and we step into Leo season, because it invites us to be the main character. It asks for us to focus on ourselves a little bit more and to embrace the confidence, sometimes that more bold energy that can come with that. And so I think that we want to be leaning into that right now and taking advantage of this energy right now. We've just shifted into that. It might give you the courage to say the things that you've been wanting to say, to do the things that you've been wanting to do that maybe you have felt too held back by in the past. And now all of a sudden it's like, that's opening. So if it feels like you as the main character, what it is that you should be doing, then certainly we want to move in that direction. Hi, Tierna. Thanks for being here. So leaning into that. And I think part of this main character energy is also us in this retrograde learning how to embody, to become, to act as if we are the main character. We are the best version of ourselves, and showing up as that. And what decisions do we need to make that maybe look different from how we've been behaving recently, that would allow us to be a little bit more in our main character energy. Tirna is asking if I'm doing free readings. Hi, Tirna. This is a free reading, but it's a reading for the collective. So I am talking about what's going on in the collective energy and how it's impacting you. So there is a free reading in this for you. If you connect with this and recognize how that is connecting for you. Yes. April saying, yes, letting my voice be heard energy. Absolutely. It's that. In fact, in my session today, one of my clients said, I'm in my fuck around and find out era. And I kind of feel like that's this week, right? Like fewer fucks given. I'm in my fuck around and find out era. Like we just want to make sure that we're honoring ourselves at least as much as we're honoring the other people in our world. And yeah, and Hillary's saying one foot in front of the other, time to stay positive in the uncertainty. I love you too, Hillary. Yeah, like just one step at a time. And that's it. Like we don't have to force anything. Mercury retrograde is like one foot in front of the other. It's feeling slowed down. It's taking a pause and reflecting and really connecting with ourselves and connecting with, what do I really want? What do I really want to create for myself? And taking that time to connect with that, right? So I also feel that we're in this place, speaking of that, of determining, what do I want to invest in right now? What is going to give me that solid return on my investment? And somebody commented the other day, I made a post about that, and she said that she knew that I didn't mean financial, but that they were considering some financial investments. And while I didn't, I also do. And what I mean by that is like, some of this is like, what do I want to be investing financially, right? Because your resources are your resources, and financial is one of your resources. So we're looking at resources of our time, our energy, and our money. And so what do you want to be investing in? And you might be revisiting that, and you might be thinking, maybe I've been investing in some things that I no longer want to be investing in because it's no longer offering me a solid return on my investment. It isn't giving me what I feel I'm needing, I'm wanting, all of that. And I think that when we start to make adjustments to that, we're going to be receiving even more of a return on the investments that we're making in our lives. And so we want to be investing in those things that we do feel like there's that reciprocity, that so like if it's people, for example, if we're investing in someone, we want to feel that they're investing in us too, that we're a priority to them, that we are important to them. And if that's not the case, then that's not going to work. Or if we are giving in a job and we don't ever feel like we're getting that recognition or that we're being paid for the level of investment that we're putting into that, we might be looking at making some changes right now. So how are you investing? And by the way, where are you investing in things that aren't really that important? When you're in your main character energy, you're not doing shit that you don't want to be doing. You're doing the things that you want to be doing, that you're investing in what feels good to you, what inspires you, what you're passionate about. We're in Leo season, for God's sake. This is all about investing in the things that we're passionate about and the things that light us up and the things that excite us. And if it doesn't excite you, if it doesn't feel like it's landing for you, and certainly if it's not providing some kind of give and take with that, then I don't think it's going to work, or that it's going to make it through this energy. I think there's going to be a lot of success this week, a lot of epiphanies that are happening this week. And a lot of that is going to come through your willingness to get uncomfortable and to make the changes that you know that you need to make to your investments, to your habits, like whatever that is that you're feeling called to change. As you do that, I think that brings a lot of success. So as you have these epiphanies, make sure that you're following through with whatever those are. I think there are things that may be happening this week that are a blessing in disguise as well for some. So if something happens and you're like, oh, I don't really like the way that happened, trust the bigger picture, trust the process. That's the message that I'm getting over all of this. And I will not be surprised if I see this Tower card showing up in the tarot reading, because I am getting some Tower energies, and not necessarily in a bad way, but it's kind of like, if you're not willing to make the changes or to do the things that on a soul level you know that you need to do, I think that the universe is going to do it for us this week or next week. So keep that in mind, right? Like, you can choose to do it and you can have a little bit more control over that, or the universe is going to do that for you. Now, that's not for everybody, but I think some of us feel that coming in, and it's like, okay, like, I've got to take care of this. I've got to make this change. I've got to do this thing, or something will come in that will help us to do that. And that's not always, the most fun way, but the universe will help you with that. If you're feeling stuck and you're not quite sure, how do I move forward with this? How do I make this happen? I feel like there's a lot of that as well. I feel like there's a lot of support from God, from the universe, in just helping things to move forward and develop, but pay attention to everything that is happening. So now we're going to pull the cards. Before I pull cards, I do want to point out, in my Clarity by Christy membership, we have coming up my Magnetize Your Money Challenge. So I just got done. We just wrapped up with a manifest and calm the fuck down nervous system challenge that we were doing for 30 days. And frankly, I loved it. I thought the whole process of creating it was amazing. I loved the feedback that I got from people. I love the results that people are sharing with me. People are different on the other side of that, and they're connecting, they're manifesting on a whole new level. And so I knew that I needed to do another challenge pretty quickly because I just feel this pull to just like create and share with all of you. So based on feedback that I got, I decided to do a money manifestation challenge. And so this is all about changing your energy. This is all about working on limiting beliefs, letting go of old stuck energy that is blocking the flow of money to you. Or it doesn't have to be money. It can be like time, resources, opportunities, whatever. But this is about opening you to allow this flow of blessings to come in for you. So I'm bringing together everything that I know from psychology, from hypnosis, from energy, from the metaphysical. We're bringing it all together to give you 5 weeks worth of tools to just change your energy and make you more magnetic to money. So if that's interesting to you, I did put the link below, and we would love to have you. There's a lot going down and a lot that we're doing in my membership, and that's just one of the many things, but we would love to have you. So make sure you jump in. Okay, so let's see. So we have the Two of Swords. This was actually showing up in reverse. So Two of Swords in reverse. I will pull these and then I will talk about what they mean. Oh, a lot of swords. We're in our heads this week. Okay. Five of Swords. Six of Pentacles. That's all about reciprocity. Not surprised to see that. Six of Wands. So already 2 sixes. Another wand. Okay, so this is the Seven of Wands. Last card is the World. I'm not surprised to see that here. Okay, so let's talk about these cards. The Two of Swords in reverse. Yeah, I don't know that you're going to have all of the clarity. I don't know that you're going to have the exact answers. And I do feel like there's a little bit of us going back and forth with ourselves this week. Maybe you're already in your head. I know I am. I've been trying to think about some things, and I've just, because I'm not sure, I just invited God to give me some guidance on that. What do I do? Show me the way. Show me what I need to see to understand. So I think that we're doing a lot of that this week in order to connect with the answers. But also keep in mind that Mercury retrograde is very much about reflecting and taking time. And a lot of times the clarity will come on the other side of that. So it's okay to not have clarity until you have clarity, right? To just like feel into it, take your time. We don't have to jump on anything. And then when you do have clarity, you make a decision, you move forward with it. We also might be at battle with ourselves over some things. Like part of us might know what we need to do, but we're afraid to do it. And so I think part of the question is, do you really not know, or are you just afraid of the answer? And that's not for everyone, but I think for some of you, that's going to connect and that's going to resonate and that's going to be important. And so if you really do know the answer, then use this Leo energy to give you the courage and the strength to move forward, to say what you need to say, to do what you need to do, whatever that looks like for you. Listening and tuning in with ourselves, listening to our intuition. And I think if we're trying to decide, I think part of the question is like, what would main character Christy, what would main character April, what would main character Hillary, what would main character Meg, what would main character Tierna do in this situation, right? Like operating, making decisions from that place, that more empowered, confident, successful version of yourself. What would she or he do in this situation? I think that's going to give you a lot of guidance and awareness. And by the way, main character energy might call you out a little bit. It might say, hey, you got to make some changes. You want to make these things happen. You want these goals to come to fruition. You want to be successful with this. This is what you have to do. And you might find yourself calling yourself out a little bit this week. We also have the Five of Swords. Just feeling into the energy of this because I'm getting a little something different here. You know what this is? This is not being predictable. I think you're going to surprise some people with the things that you say and the things that you do this week. Meaning that I think that people expect certain things out of us. We have certain patterns. We have certain ways that we interact. And so these are the kind of situations where people think, oh, well, they'll just put up with whatever I want to do. Or, Christy can handle that. Christy's got it, and so give her more to do or something like that, right? Like where people just make assumptions about us based on the patterns, based on the ways that things have happened. And then all of a sudden this week we make a decision to approach it in a different way, because now we're showing up in main character energy. Now we're like, you know what? I'm not going to do this just because you want me to do this. I'm going to do what is best for me, what's right for me, and show up in that energy. And so I think you're going to surprise some people this week. Again, you're in your fuck around and find out energy, right? And some people might be finding out this week. And that's okay. So I want you to honor that. Handle it in the way that's going to sit right with you at the end of the day. That's going to work best for you. That might mean, again, boundaries. I feel like we're needing to set some boundaries so that we are okay, so that we aren't investing our time in all of these things or our energy in all of these things that just aren't giving in return or don't really matter or whatever that is. Or we can't give and never receive. And that is the Six of Pentacles, reciprocity. I think that there are opportunities if we show up in main character energy to receive that reciprocity somewhere, to receive a return on our investment. I have been saying too, I think part of because Mercury retrograde is about the words that start with re. And I think part of this is about return. And what I mean by that is, yeah, maybe people from the past returning, but I also feel like return in terms of return on your investment. The efforts that you have been putting out there for a long time, that returning. And if that's not showing up for you, if that's not the case, then I think adjustments need to be made so that you put yourself in a position where you can be receiving and you can be celebrating with the Six of Swords. I think there are small victories that are happening this week. I think there are big victories that are happening this week. And you know what? These victories don't feel like they have anything to do with other people. This is all about you and the choices that you've made. So this is about you celebrating your wins. This is about you not needing that external validation. While this can be really helpful, but not needing that external validation of what a good job you're doing. I want you to tell yourself what a good job you're doing. I want you to acknowledge how far you've come. I want you to acknowledge when you've done something this week, because I think that we're called to do some things this week that make us uncomfortable, to say the thing, to do the thing. And when you do that, I want you to celebrate yourself like crazy. I want you to throw yourself a parade. This card is like a parade, right? Throw yourself your own little private parade, your own little private dance party. Get yourself a nice little gift, treat yourself, whatever you want to do. But this is like celebration, because we need it and we deserve it and we've come a long way. And by the way, celebrating yourself is what a main character would do, right? Next card we have, hi Marsha, nice to see you here. We have the Seven of Wands. So where are you feeling like you have so much coming at you that you're feeling defensive? I almost get a Nine of Wands energy where it's like, can we take our armor down? That we don't have to protect ourselves so much, that our boundaries can be the protection without needing to have armor, but we have to be willing to set the boundaries. We have to be willing to say what we need to say and to ask for what it is that we need. You might feel like you're fending off a lot. This is kind of giving the energy of like fending off, whether that's requests from people, whether that's just a lot coming at you, a lot of work that you have to do. And so you might find yourself feeling more defensive or like you have to protect. But this is just saying it's okay. Like just work with all of it and just take your time. This is a good time to slow down. This is a good time to just Take your time. And I'm almost seeing in my mind like he's taking all these wands and he's just organizing them and creating a system around them, and then he's good. Right? Yeah, who doesn't love a parade, Marsha? I agree. Yeah, I want to see pictures of these parades that we're all throwing ourselves this week. So taking what's coming at you and organizing it and allowing yourself to be better in some way, or making better of the situation in some way with that. And then the last card that we have here, I'm going to cover up the nakedness because YouTube. So the World card. Yeah, some things are different and are getting different this week. Getting different, I don't even think that's the right way to say it, but you know what I mean. We're closing out cycles. Things are changing. Things are developing. I said last week, we're not going to be the same person that we were when we entered into Mercury retrograde. We're going to find ourselves in a different mindset, maybe surrounded by different circumstances, and definitely feeling different. And that's what this World card is. So this is asking for you to ask yourself, what cycles do I need to close out? What do I not want to bring forward with me into this next phase of things? Where am I so tired of my own bullshit that I'm willing to take a look at that and say, you know what? I don't want to do it this way anymore. This doesn't work for me. Oh, Marsha, thank you. She says I'm glowing today. So let's step forward. Let's be willing to close things out so that we can begin something new. And there might be a level of faith required in that, because you don't know, as you're closing doors, what's going to open for you. But I think we also know what doors we need to close, what needs to be different, what we need to shift. I think we're being shown that. And in this card, I want you to notice we've got the lion, we've got all the fixed signs right here. Or no, I'm sorry. Yeah, all of these symbols. So we have the eagle, we have the human, the lion, and the bull. And this is Ezekiel had said, I believe this was in the book of Enoch. This is how angels were described. Okay, so that's why this is represented in the tarot. And the reason that I'm talking about this is those are all meant to represent different kinds of angels. And so to me, this is feeling like a message that your angels are with you. The angels are with you. They are supporting you as you find your way, as you move into your main character energy, and as you make edits to your life. That's the word I want to use, is edits. I think we're making edits. We're making changes so that as we move forward, it moves forward in a way that we like. It's the kind of picture that we want to have. It's the kind of experience that we want to have. So be willing to do that. You have support. That is what this energy is all about right now. But it might require us to be brave and courageous. But there is no better energy than Leo energy, the current season that we are in, to give us that. All right, guys, so those are your messages today. I hope that they resonate for you. Let me know if they do. If you feel like there's somebody that needs to hear these messages, please share this video. Please comment below, like this video, whatever you feel called to do. It's all an energy exchange, and it helps to get these videos put in front of the people that need to hear these messages. So I appreciate all of it. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for being here today. Let me know if you're watching on the replay, and I will see you next week with another energy video. All right, take care. Bye, guys.